When I was 14 till 17 years old, I thought I was gonna be a day trader. I thought I was gonna make money from my computer just working a couple hours a day, and I was gonna make thousands of dollars a day, if not tens of thousands, and I was gonna be able to live a financially free life by the time I went out of high school, and I would start living my dream life right off the bat. That didn't happen at all. See, the thing was, when I was trying to be a day trader, I didn't understand entrepreneurship. I would go to school, come home, do some sim trading. Sim trading basically means where you simulate a fake day in the market and you practice as if it was live. I would do that from anywhere from like 45 minutes to an hour, do a little bit of research maybe, and then I would call it a day, and nothing really ever transpired out of it. I didn't take any risk. I didn't go all in and dive into it. All I did was a little bit of sim trading. If I had a good sim trading day, I would feel up and I would realize, or I think that my dreams were gonna be realized. And if I had a bad day or a bad week, I was just a little bit down. And that was my take on entrepreneurship. I was just trying to figure things out without doing all the necessary steps. So this was the level of understanding of entrepreneurship I had at the time and why I didn't have any success. The closest thing to it was when I was 17, I found this thing called a news trade. Basically, without diving into it because it's not too important, whether the stock went up or down, I would make money based off the news that came out, and it would only not make money if the news was inconsistent and stagnated. So if it just shot up or down, I would make money. And this was the first success I really had at it, and also one of the reasons was because I also took risk. So I actually started making decent money, and this was in senior year. I remember making a couple $100 my first month, then 1,000, then 2,000, and then something happened and there was a glitch with the system and I lost it all. So this is when I really stopped trading for a significant bit of time, and I entered a little phase of degeneracy. I was really upset that this whole thing I'd been pursuing and I felt like I sacrificed so much to do. Then I started smoking some weed, hanging out with my friends, and then eventually, after being unfulfilled by that, came back to entrepreneurship a few years later. I tried some small things during that time too, like Instagram theme pages that didn't work out, some drop shipping, but it wasn't until later that I got back into entrepreneurship, and now I tried it many times still and didn't understand it fully. So when it came down to was, now I understand that when it comes to entrepreneurship, you need to be all in. Like for example, with a personal brand, this is gonna be the easiest way to describe it. I am the brand, meaning that every single thing I do is gonna be work. So from the second I wake up, when I read a book, get new knowledge that I can share on social media, I meditate so I develop awareness, I can just be the highest version of myself, the highest frequency, so that I can get all those answers and bring those to my audience. That is work. When I go to the gym and be the best version of myself so I can inspire and show other people and teach them how I do it, that's also work. But these are the things I love to do as well. So, and then it goes into creating content, that's work. Learning about marketing, learning about sales, learning about media, going out and trying all these things, taking risks, investing in yourself, investing in coaches, doing all these things. Your entire day is a reflection of you and your brand. So you should be doing things that are constantly in alignment with the brand that you want to be. So the same thing goes for any form of entrepreneurship that you go into. If you wanted to start, let's just say, an Amazon FBA business, most of your day should be revolving around learning Amazon FBA, actually doing the work, trying to improve on many different areas, reading books on marketing. All these things are going to be valuable to your business. The personal brand one is going to be the easiest to understand because a lot of people probably want it to. They see a lot of people with personal brands, but that's going to be the easiest way to describe it, is that your day is a reflection of you and your entrepreneurship and your brand. You should be doing work from morning till night that reflects that and gets you closer to that goal. I'm not saying you can't ever have some downtime and watch a movie and sit on the couch or spend time with your friends and things like that. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying that you need to realize most of your day should be pursuing these things, especially during the week. Your days should be filled with these activities, and then at night, if you wanted to enjoy some time with a girl or whatever, that's still a reflection of my brand, for example, because I can teach things that I learned from that, where it's like I'm a sort of in the men's self-improvement masculinity space. I can teach you lessons that I learned from going on that date. And that's also furthering my knowledge. Getting real world experience or traveling will help me to portray different messages and learn things that can help the audience I'm teaching. Basically, that is part of my job, is to get life experience and be able to teach it, tell stories that are gonna inspire other people to go out and do the same thing. Me going and spending some time at the beach and then cold approaching is technically a reflection of me and my brand. So that's what you really need to understand, is that you need to pick a path of entrepreneurship that will reflect best with you. So do you want to spend all your days looking at the stock market? For example, my dad is super big into investing in stocks. So he'll spend his days looking at the market. That's what he loves to do. He genuinely loves just investing and listening to the news and doing all these things. And once I realized that that's what it took, once I realized what entrepreneurship was all about, I had a reflection on it, and I was like, well, I actually don't like stocks that much. I just like the idea of the freedom that could come along with stocks and day trading and all this stuff if you were successful. But when I really analyzed what it came down to, the risk reward, the emotional ups and downs that come with it, the type of work that I had to be doing, sitting in front of a computer, staring at charts, analyzing the news, I was like, this is not really for me, and I don't align with that. That's not the highest version of myself. Have I learned a lot? Do I know how to invest and make money in the markets? And are there different strategies that I still utilize to this day? Yes, but that's not my highest path. That's not the version I wanted to go down. The version I wanted to go down was self-improvement. I discovered this 3 years ago after a breakup, and I went from the lowest point in my life to within just 3 months being the best. Of course, there was still some sadness from the breakup, but I had the most internal peace, and I felt the best I'd ever done in my life, and I actually felt like I gained control over myself, whereas my entire life up to this point was just with the wind. If things were going good, they were good. If they were bad, they were bad. And I kind of just rode the waves, and I had no control over myself and my outcome, which was a bad feeling. And now I had finally learned that I can control my life and my situation. So that was probably my calling, or what I feel was my calling, to teach other people this, to inspire them to do the same, to show them that there's a higher path that can be walked, and realizing that my entrepreneurial journey is me, and I'm a reflection of my brand. So all the work I do from morning till night is a reflection of that. So when I wake up and I do my self-improvement journey, go to the gym, then I can make the content to actually give to you guys, and I give, and that makes me feel so good. And then I go on and do all of my other things, like my actual coaching business, take my calls, help guys go through the things that I was going through and get them to their destination, their goal so much quicker, and just all these different things, and go out and get real world experience, travel the world, go on dates, and realizing that that's my brand and that's a reflection of what I can teach people is what I realized. So that was awesome. I was like, holy shit, I can make my life into a brand where I help other people with the things that I'm going through and I've gone through and done and accomplished. And that's what I realized was my highest path. So once I realized that, working all day became easy. So you need to realize, what is it that you truly love, and how can you turn that into something that you can actually do long term and make into a business? And if you can get that down, like, you can understand that, oh wow, personal branding is for me. Or, you know what, I actually love reading the news and I love looking at charts and just sitting in my office all day trading stocks. That's for me. Or if you realize that Amazon FBA and you're a good marketer and you love creating fitness products, and that's for you then, and you want to do that all day. There's so many different avenues you can go down, but you need to realize that whichever one you pick, it should be something that you don't mind spending 99% of your time on. So if you can accept that fact, then you might have found the right path for you. But it's going to be very hard to stay consistent with something long term if you're just trying to go for the end goal, that end destination, like I talked about earlier with trading, where it was just the freedom that I was after. I didn't actually like the work that I was doing. Because you're never going to be able to outcompete someone who just enjoys walking to the destination. If I love walking to the destination and you just want to be at the destination, when we haven't gotten there in the set time, let's just say, I'm just going to keep walking, but you're going to be very down and disappointed. I've just fallen in love with walking towards the destination. I love creating content. I love everything that goes into it. I love improving myself. So if that's something that you were in alignment with, then maybe personal branding is the right path for you. If you love reading the news and stocks, then that's a great path for you. I think I'm portraying my message pretty clearly. So I hope this provided you with any value, or a bunch of value, honestly. I mean, I wish I knew this earlier. So this provided you hopefully with a bunch of value. If this sounds of interest and you like everything I'm talking about, go ahead and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to be teaching you how to life max, basically get better in every single aspect of your life. And I also offer a free 30-minute coaching call. So if you're someone who wants to improve in any of the areas I talk about on this channel, whether it's dating, self-improvement, getting better habits, creating a life elevation system that's going to get you to a high frequency state on a daily basis and really allow yourself to ascend to the best version of yourself, or anything in the mix that I talk about, fitness, diet, then go ahead and book that in down below. It's a free 30-minute coaching call, no obligations. We're just going to go over where your current situation is, what your goal life looks like, and give you actionable steps in order to achieve that. So if that sounds of interest, I'll see you on there. And the rest of you have a great day, everyone. Appreciate you watching till the end.